Yeah, good luck defending your family. Credit card companies want to track your legal gun store purchases. Republican lawmakers, they are having none of it. 12 GOP senators demanding top credit card CEOs scrap plans to track legal gun store buys. Those CEOs represent Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. The senators say the move could lead to a backdoor registry of gun owners. They also say it could lead to the feds tracking other legal purchases like booze, marijuana, morning after pills. So will these CEOs back off? And why do credit card companies hate your freedom so much? Let's get it into with tonight's party panel. I believe it's a man panel. There's man number one, Washington Times opinion editor and Fox News contributor. He'll put the hurt on everybody. Charlie Hurt is back. We've got Fox News contributor and host of the Richard Fowler Show. Appropriately, he is, in fact, Richard Fowler. And 2020 Libertarian vice presidential candidate, chair of YouAreThePower.net, Spike Cohen, with that glorious eagle flying behind him quite majestically and menacingly, yes, which I very much appreciate. So where are we headed with this, Charlie? It sounds like, you know, this has the beginnings of a national gun registry. Is that the point?
Oh, I think without a doubt, and it's truly terrifying, and it's, I think, one of the most important stories out there right now. Because, of course, you know, why do they want to track gun purchases except to begin putting together a national gun registry? And I think what's so interesting about it right now, from a political standpoint, it's only Republicans who are standing up and saying, whoa, wait a minute. You know, there was a time in this country where you had good, honest liberals who would be appalled by this sort of thing, who claimed to be against the idea of authoritarian government, against the idea of major moneyed powerful corporate interests working in cahoots with authoritarian government to track people and to harness their liberties. But you don't hear a word out of any Democrats or any self-styled liberals on this issue.
Yeah, where are Ron Wyden and AOC on this? Because they used to be the stalwarts who stood with libertarians and some conservatives against things like mass surveillance. So, Richard, why do you hate people's freedom so much?
I don't hate people's freedom at all. I think this is a very bad move by the credit card companies. As somebody who's a concealed carry holder myself, I am somebody who's actually done a lot of reporting around the newest gun holders in this country. Right, what we know from a lot of recent statistics that the newest carrier of guns, the newest people who apply for concealed carry permits, are African American women. So I think this is a very bad move by the credit card companies, and it's not like they're being pushed by lawmakers to make these decisions. I think they're sort of doing this on their own sort of goodwill, I guess, maybe bad will. Yeah. But I think this is what's problematic. If we want to have a conversation about limiting how we proliferate guns in this country, then let's talk about how we get illegal guns off of our streets. Or let's talk about how we work on making sure that people who have mental illnesses don't get guns. But the idea of tracking lawful citizens going out to buy guns to protect their home and protect their family, to me, seems to be indeed problematic.
And all you have to do is...
there's our honest liberal.
No, I mean, Libertarian Richard is the best Richard. Every once in a while, he surprises and delights in one fell swoop. So, Spike, what is going on here?
Yeah, I think that this is very much a way of helping to create a backdoor federal registry, even though it's not a really good one, because as many people have noted, you could go and buy a gun safe or you could buy a jacket or a sweater at a gun shop. It would still be labeled as a gun purchase. So it's not even really a good registry. And of course, it's not going to stop criminals. Criminals will buy their guns illegally, or they'll use cash or something like that. So it doesn't really do that. I will say, I think that we're eventually going to find out that this was under pressure from the New York City and state governments, which is why I'm not sure why the Republicans are taking this step. I think they realize that the credit card companies have to act at the behest of New York City and state governments because they control regulations for Wall Street. So this is little more than empty virtue signaling on their part. If they really wanted to fight this, they'd fight it at its core. End the National Firearms Act, end all other federal gun control laws, and all federal gun control agencies and actions, especially and including the ATF. And then it won't matter what the credit card companies are putting on to purchase, because there isn't any teeth behind trying to harass legal gun owners and gun purchasers in the first place.
Is it true, Spike, that when you bought your boat, after you had that horrible boating accident where you lost so many of your firearms, the federal government tried to track that nautical purchase as well?
For legal reasons, I'd rather not get into that. But I mean, the Coast Guard, the fact that the Coast Guard is operating outside of international or outside of coastal waters, it should be concerning to everyone.
It really should. And that's going to be